Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. We're doing draft grades. We're into the NFC North. We've already gone through the Lions and the Packers, so let's get into these Chicago Bears. Now, I lived in Chicago for a span of time, so I have an affinity for this team. They're not my team, but I get it, okay? And I really like Khalil Mack. And he's the reason that this draft video is going to be relatively brief, because they gave the house away to get Khalil Mack. And you have to kind of include Khalil Mack's trade in the grade. So, when you first got him, fantastic. Defensive player of the year. Just everybody was terrified of going across the Bears. And then the next year came, and a handful of his defensive line mates and secondary players got taken away in free agency, and you were really relying on Trubisky, and Trubisky was Trubisky. So, Khalil Mack was more neutralized. So it remains to be seen if it was really worth it giving away all the first-round picks for him. But he does have that one supremely effective year. And again, I really love him as a player. I'm from Buffalo, and he played in Buffalo, and I've gotten the rare opportunity to watch the entire college career of a player that I really enjoy watching in the pros. So, but they only had a couple of second-round picks, and then a bunch of really late-round picks that you never really anticipate are going to do much on the team. The two second-round picks, first they go with Cole Kmet, who a lot of people thought was the best tight end in the draft. I'm not one of them. Personally, I think that Albert O out of Missouri and Asiasi out of UCLA are both better tight end prospects than Cole Kmet. I think he's a bit overrated. He's a willing blocker. He's got size. He can catch the ball. I think the absolute best he can possibly be is Kyle Rudolph. And I don't see a hell of a lot of value in Kyle Rudolph. Okay. I think you could have addressed needs a little more effectively on this team than drafting a 10th tight end for your roster. 10 tight ends. Anyways, the other second round pick I really like. Jaylon Johnson. He's one of my favorite defensive back prospects in this draft. I think that there were 3 or 4 DBs taken ahead of him that aren't as good as him. He's got fantastic instincts. He sets quarterbacks up for turnover situations. He's a solid tackler. This guy gets his face in it with a frickin' tackle. And he's just an all-around tough-nosed guy that you love to match with the identity of the Chicago Bears. And last year, you watch his film, and you see like a little bit of a hitch in his hip swing when he's transitioning from his back pedal to a trail technique, but he was dealing with injury all season. And you can't give that caveat for players like Austin Jackson and Grant Delpit and not give that caveat to a corner who depends on their raw physical talent so much more than almost any position on the field. There's the running back, wide out, and defensive back need their physical attributes to be at their peak in order to play their position effectively. So the fact that he was playing through injury and produced at the level that he did is nuts to me. So I really love Jaylon Johnson. Really do not love Cole Kmet. Really love Jaylon Johnson. So considering everybody else is a 5th and 7th round pick, everybody else, regardless of what you saw on film, we're talking about people that have gone up against inferior competition, may not have the best measurables. Either that, or they have good measurables and terrible production. So They're special teams fits. They're rotational depth. They're people that you hope develop eventually into an effective NFL player, but you're not even necessarily expecting them to make the team. So you've only got 2 guys that you can really base this grade off of. One of them I hate, the other one I love. So therefore, you get a C. Perfectly average. You passed, but nothing spectacular. I expect Jaylon Johnson to fit in perfectly with the attitude of the team, the defense, the city. Cole Kmet, I have serious questions on. Not only his personal ability to develop in his position, but why in the hell the Bears decided they needed a 10th tight end over maybe replacing the guard that just retired, or getting, I don't know, a running back. Anybody. Literally freaking anybody other than a tight end. Anyways, that's what I have to say on it. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and check out the other videos so you can see what I'm saying about the other teams in the league. Thanks for watching.